An Unconventional Threesome is a comedy podcast hosted by three rude, crude, and tattooed dudes. We tell you this so you can shield your children's eyes and cover their ears. If you don't, we're not responsible for the fun and exciting new words that they start using. Enjoy.
Welcome to the show, yeah, it's a blast. Turn the volume up, we got to laugh. Every joke's a hit, you'll have a fit. Sit back, relax, let's start this bit. Tuned in live from the internet's heart, where every word is a work of art. Comedy gold, it never gets old. Jump aboard, let the fun unfold.
Welcome to An Unconventional Threesome, a conversation podcast that is hosted by three dudes who have no business having a podcast. My name is John, and I am quickly running out of ideas on how to refer to myself.
I am D Money. I will always and forever be the sex appeal.
DJ's here too.
MK and I have been watching quite a bit of Seinfeld recently because I just go on these epic binges of TV shows I really enjoy. And I've noticed a theme that the comparison to us and Seinfeld is not far off, because I found 5 similar topics that they have discussed that we have also discussed. And I just found it funny because I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, we discussed that on the podcast before. Hey, 2 episodes later, we've discussed that on the podcast. I swear to God, we are not ripping off Seinfeld.
We didn't even know it. That's kind of cool.
I've always been akin to George Costanza as a fellow short and stout gentleman. Yeah, I was always akin to him. I do have more hair, though. I got that on him.
Yeah, I think Jay may have the hairline of Costanza, and I'm quickly pushing that point myself. But I was trying to think of who I would be in that show, and I think Kramer is the best answer without combining multiple people.
Yeah, we kind of have a Costanza competition going, I think. D and myself.
JB, do you really think you could open up a door and walk through that fast without hurting something?
More than likely not. There was a kid in my sophomore year of college who would come into our townhouse in such a way, and we told him, listen, dude, you are going to hurt one of us one of these days, because the stairs coming down from upstairs was right by the main entrance to the door. And there was one day one of my roommates was coming down the stairs, and he had like taken 2 steps towards that door to go around the banister and go to the kitchen or wherever, and he came flying through that door with his shopping bag with like 3 Miller High Lifes or whatever the hell, natural lights, whatever he was drinking, and almost killed him. So he kind of toned it down after that. But yeah, I've had an actual Kramer in my life.
Yeah, I think the closest Kramer I have is you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If this is your first time joining us, this is a podcast where we sit around and talk about nothing in particular. Kind of like Seinfeld. Some of the topics can be conceived as controversial, but most are pretty mundane. Are you guys ready for the first question?
Yeah, bring it on.
Bring it on, Daddy.
Thought you were Daddy D.
Yeah. No, I'm Daddy.
How do you cook your steak?
Medium rare, end of list. I don't want to hear any vegan bullshit. We're talking about an actual steak, not a fucking portobello mushroom.
No 3D printed meat.
No.
It's funny. I was talking about that at the gym last night, and a guy I work out with, his late wife was a vegetarian. He was talking about how he got a very well done portobello steak, and he was actually shocked by it because he is a hunter and traditional meat eater. So maybe you should try it before you bash it.
No, I'm good. Bring on the cow. Although I will say bison and elk are also freaking amazing. But yes, medium rare all the way through.
Any particular seasonings?
Salt, pepper, done. Just totally basic.
I like a good medium. Pink inside, but not raw. And I'm good with just salt and pepper.
So my seasonings of choice are salt, pepper, and paprika. Paprika, especially smoked paprika gives it that nice little smoky flavor to it. A good hit of olive oil in my cast iron pan, get a good hearty sear on it. 2 minutes on each side. So we're talking blue in the middle. That is my favorite way to cook a steak, a good cut of steak. Where you go awry in that type of cooking is when you get a shitty cut of steak and you're trying to eat through that, and it is essentially boot leather because none of it has broken down, or any of the connective tissue has broken down to a point where it is palatable. And I have made that mistake on more than one occasion, but lessons have been learned.
Love the cast iron though. I'm there with you there for the cast iron. I use that too. I don't grill steaks anymore. It's just cast iron, finish in the oven, done.
Well, last year I think it was, we got a Blackstone at the house, and I fucking love cooking on that thing. That thing is so much better than a grill for like cookouts and entertaining, because you're gonna want to cook other stuff besides burgers and dogs,
Yeah.
and you don't have to. You just throw it all on the fucking griddle, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it falling between the grates and shit like that. Went to an Alton Brown show a a few weeks ago at this point, and Alton Brown's method of choice for cooking is also cast iron. It may not evenly distribute the heat, but it holds it in such a way that you can essentially turn the heat off and it will hold its heat and not lose a ton of heat when you put stuff into it.
See, this is how I know I'm getting old as shit, because the idea of getting a griddle is so exciting. Like, I want one so bad to cook the steaks, to cook smash burgers.
Oh, smash burgers on the fucking Blackstone, holy shit. So fucking good.
Also, and the older I get, the more of just a good smash burger, plain. That's how it goes. Like, I used to like all these like extra loaded shit. No, give me a plain one. 'Cause also, it's just too messy. It's too messy.
Agreed. But the fascinating part about smash burgers, and I don't even want to begin to try and get into the science of it, but growing up, when I would help work the concession stand at the ball field in the town where I grew up, I would press the patties to try and get a good caramelization on them. And then I would always get yelled at, "Don't do that! You're squeezing all the juice out, squeezing all." But for some reason, smash burgers still remain juicy. They're not, as long as you don't overcook them to shit, they're still pretty decent, in the moisture content. But yeah, we ended up getting our Blackstone on like a Walmart clearance. It's a 4-burner, 5-burner, for like $150 or something like that. It was the steal of a lifetime. It was fantastic.
I cooked some steaks on the grill last week, and I'm gonna blame that I don't have a light outside, and it was dark, and so I ended up burning the fuck out of it.
That's why you get a timer going, 2 minutes on each side.
Nah, I don't like timers. I don't want no clock telling me what to do.
No, D would rather just have a cow die for no reason.
Yeah, he sent him to hell twice.
Yeah, and that's why we should go to 3D printed meat.
So you can fuck it up on the grill.
At least no animals would have to die for it.
Well, what about the person slaving away in that factory to 3D print your meat? He's essentially wasting his life so you can waste his food.
It's not a cute cow though.
I don't know. I don't find cows all that cute.
You ever see a Highland one?
I am very familiar with Highland cows. They are very furry, and I feel like it would be very much like having a long-haired cat where there would just be hair everywhere all the fucking time.
I've got a neighbor that has at least one, a few doors down, out here in farm country.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
You should go pet it.
Go ride it.
Yeah, you should try that too.
Well, and something else I found out recently, speaking of cows, apparently they don't sleep standing up.
You thought they
So this
did?
whole yeah,
Oh, like
because
the
cow
cow tipping?
tipping. Yeah. Apparently they're just in a relaxed state and you're able to push them over, but it's not as easy as what it's made to seem to be because they are not actually sleeping. And most of the time, a responsible farmer will bring his cows in at night and not leave them in the fucking field to be eaten by coyotes.
That's a good point.
So I think it's all a farce. Let's Google it.
Did you guys hear that they made a dire wolf, or three of
I
them?
did hear that because we needed something else to be afraid of.
Murder hornets weren't enough.
Yeah.
The
I say we
practice
just
of
go.
cow tipping. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I think we should just go full Jurassic Park at this point.
I'm just waiting for dragons.
Fuck yeah, that would be sick.
That would be something to be afraid of.
I'd be like the fat Khaleesi. I'd have a bunch of dragons.
I feel like you'd be a snack like I would. You don't want a bunch of megafauna that you're their prey and they're faster than you. So no more dire wolves, no more freaking mountain lions. Sure as shit, no dragons.
Sure, I got pretty good marbling. I'd probably grill up pretty nice. The practice of cow tipping is generally considered an urban legend, and such stories of such feats are viewed as tall tales. The implication that rural citizens seek such entertainment due to lack of alternatives is viewed as a stereotype.
If we get 300 likes on this, we will go try to tip a cow. Jay already agreed to it.
I don't recall signing that contract.
It's all right. We already know where there's a furry cow. We're gonna go tip that bastard.
Yeah, they got the longer horns though, so they wouldn't be able to get back up because you just literally post hole that sumbitch.
Either that or they just shish kebab you to a point where you wouldn't be able to move. The AI answer from Google, no, cow tipping is an urban myth, not a real activity, and it's physically impossible to tip over a cow. Well, now I feel like it's a challenge.
Yeah, no, I really. Let's lower that to about 150 likes.
Well, I don't think we released it into the universe that if this podcast gets to 1,000 likes, we will get the logo tattooed on our bodies.
Was it 1,000 likes or 1,000 followers?
I think it's kind of one in the same. Maybe not. I think you can like it without it being followed. I don't know. What do you want to do? Likes or follows?
Fuck it, let's do either or. Whichever one we hit first.
Sounds like a plan to me. You have a tattoo kit at your house, right?
I sure do.
Because if there's one thing you want to dabble in at your house,
It's all sterile-ish.
Man, I've really been looking forward to getting Hep C in my life.
so sterile-ish from the guy who shits in a trash can in an unlocked bathroom.
All right. The trash can is not an everyday thing.
It happened though,
As far
right?
as we know.
The unlocked bathroom door, yeah, that is an everyday thing. But yeah, I got a stick and poke kit. I've given myself 1, 2, 3 tattoos. Given my mom a tattoo, my sister, my stepdad.
Oh my god.
He's borderline professional at this point.
I am.
You're putting some hours in, man.
Yeah. So if anyone wants a tattoo, please feel free to email us. And no guarantees if it's gonna look good, but you could get one from me.
How many of your tattoos are still visible and haven't faded into oblivion?
2 out of 3.
Okay, that's 66%.
Yeah, I did like an evil eye on my finger. I can still kind of see it.
So while we're wrecking everything, has anyone else heard recently that tattoos increase your cancer risk by I think it was like 21%?
Fucking hot dog, baby. I'm going out real high with the amount of tattoos I got. I think I'm up over 100%.
Can you imagine if it was actually cumulative and it was 21 for every one you got?
It would be in the vicinity of 260%.
Yeah, we would all be dead.
Well, I recently found out because I have a laser pointer for my cats because I am an asshole and like to fuck with them. And it also has a black light on it. I haven't made the mistake of bringing it in my bathroom or bedroom or my laundry basket. But I was just fucking around with it and found that some of the ink in my tattoos is UV reactive. And I entertained myself for like 10 minutes trying to figure out which of my tattoos were UV reactive.
I wanna get a black light tattoo. I think those are sick. I saw someone
They're
that
stupid.
had like,
They're pointless.
dog. You just said you gave yourself hours of entertainment. So don't tell me that they're pointless.
10 minutes. 10 minutes of entertainment.
Nah, I think they are sick. I saw this one chick. She got like a crown thing on her forehead, like near her hairline, but you
Oh,
couldn't
sweet
see it
Jesus.
unless you had the black light on it.
Can you imagine walking into your office job with second skin wrapped all around your forehead and they're like, "What happened?" "Oh, I got a tattoo. Can I see it?" "Nope."
In fact, no, you cannot.
That would be a lovely meeting with HR because my employee handbook says I can't have face tattoos, so I wonder how that would go.
Well, common sense says you shouldn't, whether there's a handbook or not.
I don't know. I kind of want to get one.
I pay a lot of money for my tattoos, an ungodly amount of money for my tattoos. And the reason I get them is because I enjoy seeing them. I don't want to have to live in a fucking rave to be able to see my tattoos.
You can go to Spencer's. They have black lights for like $3.
My house would be fucking white. I have animals in this house.
I thought you were just saying you were just busting everywhere.
No, no, that time of my life is long gone. Um, yeah, no, it would look like a fucking crime scene in my house.
I did. Have you seen the tattoos that shit? I think it was like it not UV. Maybe it was a UV light, not a black light. But like you put the UV light over it, and then it appears. But after a while, it just fades, and you can't see it.
Kind of like glow in the dark tattoo.
Kinda.
Interesting. I've not seen those. I think the next want on the tattoo list for me is a patch tattoo where it looks like a fabric patch. Just haven't settled on what I want to get. But
Get a penis.
I heard someone refer to a dick tattoo on your face referred to as the Glasgow smile. And I'd never heard that one before. So I'm going to Google that one. And I'm afraid of what the results are going to be. Glasgow smile. Chelsea grin. It's just slashing of the face. It has nothing to do with dicks tattooed on your face. That was an unfortunate Google search.
Were you hoping for a bunch of dicks on faces?
Not entirely, but I was hoping that the internet didn't lie to me.
I have a website for you if you would like to see some dicks on faces.
I'm from a time when Dick's Sporting Goods did not own the URL dicks.com. And I was looking to purchase some sporting equipment and just quickly typed into my browser dicks.com. And boy, howdy, was it not sporting goods. Cardio, maybe, but no, not what I was looking for.
I'm sure you didn't hate what you saw.
I'm not here to kink shame.
Yeah, I just sent over a picture of the sweet vampire teeth that I did on myself.
Oh. Are you not wearing pants right now?
They're short. I'm wearing shorts.
You fucking liar. That is an awful lot of thigh, my friend.
I'm kind of slutty. What do you want me to tell you?
Accident. I am not opening that particular photo.
I also appreciated how our 4 listeners did not send pictures of their buttholes when D requested that.
You want me to ask again? All right. If anyone
No,
wants to
we're
send a
good.
picture of their beehole, you can email us at the podcast.
What's the email, D? You should know this off the top of your head. It's not fucking difficult.
8 an unconventional threesome
At
hotmail.com.
a fucking idiot. Gmail, you dipshit.
I was so close.
Yeah, I guess G is kind of close to H. One would say they're adjacent.
I just say their letters.
I know this isn't a visual podcast at this point, but my eye roll just touched my brain. We took a hard turn from talking about steaks, didn't we?
We really did.
We did. But that's what this show is about.
Yeah, pretty much. How often do you guys change your sheets?
We don't
Oh,
need to ask
God.
questions like this.
Because I'm married and she's awesome, I would say every other week. If it were just me, when they deteriorate to the point that my feet are cutting into the frickin' mattress.
Yeah, we're also on the every other week schedule, but when I was in college, they got changed once a semester. So I think I'm right there with you. I am a dirty, dirty boy.
We're probably about like 3 to 4 weeks. Get some mileage out of them. We already do so much fucking laundry with 2 little crotch goblins.
Yeah, kids certainly throw a wrench into things.
And there's nothing worse than putting sheets in the washer in the morning and then not swapping them until bedtime.
Do you not have more than one set of sheets?
I do, but I've been in that situation before, and it made me just want to kill myself. I think I just ended up sleeping on naked mattress.
Well, growing up as a kid, I didn't do sheets at all. I just slept on a mattress.
My oldest likes that. He's weird too.
I also don't like top sheets. I fucking hate top sheets. They're the dumbest fucking thing in the world. You put the
Oh.
fitted sheet on and a comforter.
Okay, I'm with you there. We have a top sheet, and subconsciously, I hate them as well because I always just kick them off and just push them over to my wife's side. And she yells at me all the time for it. But yeah, I think just a fitted sheet and a comforter, good.
That's
Top
all I
sheet,
need.
You're just trying too hard.
Well, and when I go to a hotel, I got to strip that bed down to fucking bare bones because they put a comforter on top of a blanket, on top of a top sheet, on top of a duvet, on top of the fitted sheet. Jesus Christ. And, it's all tucked into oblivion. So pulling that shit out, I feel like I'm in the world's strongest man competition trying to pull that fucking shit out.
Yeah, no, they're aggressive when it comes to tucking in the blankets.
Jay, where do you weigh in on top sheets?
Love them.
Really?
Fitted, followed by a top sheet, followed by a blanket, followed by a comforter. One person that sleeps in my bed has a weighted blanket and tells me it is life changing. So yeah, all kinds of stuff. Mostly because it's -5 in my bedroom.
Yeah, we turn the heat down to 58 in the winter for bedtime. And then in the summertime, I set my air conditioner as low as it will go, which is 64. But my wife has also recently started using a weighted blanket and she really enjoys it. I did not see the purpose and or allure to it. It wasn't for me. I felt super constricted, which I guess is kind of the point of it. But as a claustrophobic type person, it wasn't great. And then also being 6 foot fucking 2, it was made for a person that is, 5'8". So either my little piggies were sticking out or my shoulders were out, and then my shoulders got cold. Then I'd pull it up to my shoulders, then my piggies would get cold, and it was just an awful battle that I cared to not deal with.
I think I like a weighted blanket. Never tried one though. But I'm also very hot person. Like I just run hot. So like if it's a thick ass blanket, I'm gonna be able to use it for like maybe 5-10 minutes, and then I'm just gonna get sweaty.
See, and here's how I sleep. When I always do a 2 roll before falling asleep. I start on my left hand side. I stay there for about 10-15 minutes, and I roll over to my right hand side, and then boom, I'm out. But when I'm on my left hand side, I am uncovered. So I'm starting to get cold. And then when I roll over to my right hand side, I pull the blankets up So it's all nice and comfy cozy, and that lulls me to sleep, which is fantastic. But I also tuck the blanket between my legs to prevent any sort of radiant heat from one leg moving to the other, causing an insufferable amount of sweat that I did not believe a human body could put out in an 8-hour period. So my blanket is probably, my comfort is probably pretty stanky.
Delicious.
But yeah, if you want to come have a sleepover, D, we have a weighted blanket here that you can try out.
Done.
Because I'm assuming Jay's wife is not going to love having you sleep over there and use her blankie.
No, that would not go well for anyone.
I don't know why. I'll bring my own tattoo kit.
I feel like probably not, man.
Now here's the question: do you guys wear socks to bed?
Ooh, I am required to. So I'm gonna
Really?
I'm gonna be vulnerable with you guys.
Have you tried cutting your fucking toenails?
Yeah, you sound like my wife. So we get pricey sheets because you only live once. And allegedly, whether it's toenails, dry skin, whatever, I think it was faulty sheets. I have, we'll call it serrated a fitted sheet or two in my time. So probably 6 months ago, it was, you are required to wear socks now because we can't have this continue. Because first it was one set, it was kind of old. It's like, yeah, whatever, fine. Don't know how that happened, but great. And then it was a new set that we really, really liked. And coincidentally, the same thing happened again. So I've been wearing socks to bed for 6 months and it hasn't happened again. So, deductive logic, I guess.
So I wear socks to bed in the coldest months of the year in the real throes of winter, and I was very fortunate this year. My parents had bought me a pair of aloe vera infused fluffy socks, and boy howdy are they warm. Because yeah, I get into bed and my piggies are a little chilly. People are probably gonna get sick of hearing me say piggies here pretty quick. So yeah, I usually don't, but occasionally in like the really cold months, I'll throw a pair of socks on just to help keep some of that heat in. But I keep my toenails at a manageable level, so I haven't been required to start wearing socks to bed.
Yeah, I can't wear socks unless I am absolutely freezing. The idea of wearing socks to bed, it makes me irrationally upset. That and a shirt. Oh, I would rather wear socks to bed than a shirt. Give me if you see now I'm getting agitated. The wearing a shirt and then because I wake up and it's like all twisted around me and it just makes me want to rip it off like I'm the fucking Hulk.
So I had this discussion with somebody last week. Actually, I think we discussed it on here where I always wear shorts to bed. I also wear an A shirt to bed strictly because if I have to jump out of bed for a fire or medical emergency, no one's going to see my nipples.
Nah, I don't wear a shirt. Everyone's seeing my floppy titties. I don't give a shit. I don't wear I usually I'm just in the boxers or my underwear. I can't do the nude. I feel weird knowing that my butthole might be on my bed. It's pretty clean. I'm not saying it's the cleanest butthole, but I know it's pretty clean, but I cannot the idea of my butthole being on my bed. So I can't do nude. So I just do the next best thing, and it's just the underwear.
I have reservations regarding the butthole and being on your bed. So I have a little bit of ass cheek keeping my butthole from touching my bed. So short of spreading my ass and putting my butthole on the bed, I don't have to worry about that.
No, like if you roll, no, I'm just saying there's a way. There's a way it could be touching.
I think we need to try this out.
The fucking topics we get into.
Well, I think that leads us into the advertisement for this week. So we're going to go ahead and play that, and then we'll be right back with you.
Funny stories late at night. Every episode is a treat. Get ready for something sweet.
Yeehaw! My name is Cletus, and I'm here to tell you about Papa's Prostate Patchouli. My daddy founded this company in 1922 in Uranus, Missouri, where the primary form of nutrition is good old-fashioned beef. Well, let me tell you, when that stuff starts getting backed up, it stinks to high heaven. So my daddy decided to come up with a solution from the inside out. Now, you may be asking, how does one use Papa's Prostate Patchouli from the inside out? Well, I'll tell you. Just put a dab of Papa's Prostate Patchouli on your finger. Go on up, knuckle deep in your stink star. Just dab a little on your walnut pocked up there. From there on out, your shit won't stink. Literally. So pop on down to your local general store and pick yourself up some of Papa's Prostate Patchouli and tell them Cletus sent ya. This ad is not sponsored by any sort of real company, and the advice given in the ad is not real and some total made-up bullshit. Please don't stick anything up your poop chute without first consulting your doctor. And we're back. Thank you, Cletus, for giving us that advertisement to play. We appreciate your support and hope to be doing business with you in the future.
Cletus, you're the real one, homie.
Cletus has been with us since episode 2. The video advertisement we put out for Grandma's ginger gum that we put out for her. She's only been with us since episode 3, so Cletus is actually the OG.
If any other sponsors would like to jump in, like Tesla or...
Yeah, I'd go for fucking BarkBox right now. Anything.
Ooh, Snickers. Yo, Snickers wants this. Mountain Dew.
So Pepsi?
Ew, no.
Pepsi owns Mountain Dew, you fucking idiot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Listen, that's why I say I bring the sex appeal. I never said I bring the knowledge.
No one has ever said you bring the knowledge.
So I've been playing a game called Hell Let Loose quite a bit lately with some college buddies, and one of the servers that we frequent kind of puts you down a little bit when you pick a certain type of person, and it pops up with a notification saying that, oh, you picked the infantry. You probably eat Snickers bar for the texture and not the taste, because it kind of got that vein of a dick on it.
Yeah, I think we all got that.
Yeah. It's funnier when I explain the jokes. I don't know what it is.
You know, I don't care what they look like. Give me a Snickers bar. Give me a 6-inch Snickers bar. I don't care. I love Snickers bars.
See, I don't like Snickers as much as I like, what the fuck is it? It's not a Mars bar. God damn it. Now I'm blanking on the name and I sound like a fucking idiot. What's the Snickers bar basically without the fucking peanuts and shit in it?
Milky Way?
Milky Way, thank you. Mars bar, Galaxy, I was close. Yeah, Milky Way, I'll fuck with a Milky Way. But my favorite candy bar is a Fast Break.
Oh, God, yes.
Scores are also pretty good. That toffee, oh, I love toffee.
Heydays are highly underrated.
Absolutely. And from a workout standpoint, the quote-unquote healthiest candy bar that you can get.
Well, it's just mostly peanuts, which are protein, right?
Exactly. I was at a Tractor Supply, and I was in a rather famished state, so I was looking at their candy, and they had this thing called a peanut log, and I'm like, that's got quite a bit of protein in it, I'm sure. I think I was in a diabetic coma before I hit a mile from that store. Holy fucking sweet. My dentist went on a cruise to the Bahamas after that fucking cavities from that fucking candy bar. Holy shit. So if you're looking for something that's going to spike your blood sugar for the next 6 months, go ahead and get a peanut log.
That just sounds not appealing. Peanut log?
Like a shit after, like it sounds like a shit after a payday.
Right. I used to fuck with the Butterfingers.
It's stuck in my teeth.
Yeah. Now, Butterfingers Blizzard, that's good.
I am not familiar with that one.
Yeah, you just go to Dairy Queen, you get a Butterfingers Blizzard. The Reese's is the top tier, though. Like, in the candy one.
See, I don't have a Dairy Queen anywhere fucking close to me.
I know of the world's most busy Dairy Queen, and it was even on the news.
Yeah, that one started through social media, right?
I think so because I was seeing it on TikTok. There was another one down in Georgia. I think they had like one more week till the end of their quarter or something like that, and the two stores were tied,
Yeah,
and then the other one in New Hampshire won.
interesting. Let's do one more question, then we can work on wrapping this up. How often do you clean your trash can?
Inside trash can or outside trash can?
Inside.
Quarterly, every few months probably.
Mine's about every 6 months when I go through a massive cleaning spree, but I should probably step that up because I've noticed that it's like we do our dump runs on Saturday, and by like Wednesday, trash is stinking again. So I should probably work on that a little bit more. And I don't know if it's just the contents or if it's the actual trash can itself.
Yeah, when I like go to take the trash out or anything, and I smell that the trash can's getting a little stinky, you do like a little spray of Lysol, you're good.
Well, as long as I guess it's not just Febreze, then yeah, I guess you're doing it okay.
Now I will say, if we have any new parents listening, for the love of God, never, ever, ever, ever get a diaper genie. So, if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's like a diaper trash can, and the plastic, it's like the Glad cling film. It's supposed to you drop it in there, and it's supposed to cling around the diaper. And the idea is that it locks in the odor, right? And you just after like a couple days, you just take them all out. Here's the thing though. If you don't take them out after a couple days or there's a leak, the fluid that will go to the bottom of that barrel is some of the world's most heinous smelling stuff you will ever smell. So just avoid that shit. Do not get a diaper genie.
So I was under the impression, and I don't have any children, that it was basically a trash compactor for diapers.
No, so it's you know the like the Glide cling wrap where like you stick it to stuff. And
Yeah.
so it's basically like it's like a little chute. You drop the diaper in there, and then it just sticks around the diaper. So like I said, it's supposed to ideally lock in the odor, and it's supposed to keep everything nice and neat and clean and whatever. And then like I said, after a couple of days, you just take out the whole fucking Lincoln log of diapers, and you just throw them away. But again, sometimes that cling wrap doesn't cling, and then you got liquid that's leaking out of there, and it sits. And,
Well, I've seen them, and they're not that big. So how do you go a few days without having to take that shit out? Because especially younger children, you're changing diapers like 67 times a day.
you are, but the diapers are smaller.
Valid point.
Yep. Yeah. So, but I would not recommend one. Just throw it in the trash, and then take your trash out.
Well, thank you all for joining us. We certainly hope you have enjoyed yourselves as much as we have in our ramblings and not being able to stay on topic. If you have something you want us to discuss, you can email us at what's the email, D?
An unconventional podcast at gmail.com.
You fucking butchered it again. An
Good
unconventional
God.
threesome at gmail.com.
Oh yeah, that one.
Or in most of the podcast platforms, you have the option to click to the option to send us a text, and that also notifies us and we can read it. If you are enjoying the podcast, we, from the bottom of our hearts, ask that you tell your family and friends about it, so we can start making some money through this. By us making money, we promise to reinvest it into this podcast to buy better equipment, additional technology, so that we can make this everything that it can be. Also going to introduce a new segment to end these podcasts with. No discussions required. I mean, we might make a little quip here and there, but it's just more something for everybody to reflect on. And I'm going to call it Craigslist catastrophe. Now, I've scoured the bowels of Craigslist to find some of the funniest and the weirdest things on there. And once again, I'm not here to kink shame, I promise, but when you put shit into the world like this, you're gonna have to expect some sort of blowback. So, the first Craigslist catastrophe that I have at the Planet Fitness. Wow, man, you were just out of the shower, swinging that naughty, fat knob inches from my face. You knew what you were doing. This is John.
This is D Money.
Jay's here too.
Goodbye, everybody.
Fuck the government.
Laugh aloud. This podcast will make you proud.